There's certainly points throughout anyone's career. There's going to be, the outgoing tides in terms of finances. You're going to be challenged. But as you've sort of become more wise, you become more researched, you become more qualified, more experienced. You've got the scar tissue to prove you've been through some really hard fucking times. You actually approach those desperate moments in a very different way. You recognise pretty quickly it's just a season. And yes, it might be scary. COVID spelt that out for a lot of industries, a lot of people. Thankfully, being in property, COVID's been the most wondrous tailwind of all time. But there were certainly friends of mine, I have a lot of friends in industry that just suffered. Just literally, the business went from doing fantastic to 10-12% revenue of what it was. I think that when those times come, things are bad, you recognise it's only for a period. One of the things, a common theme I've noticed among my colleagues is they get quite excited when shit turns sour. There's always money, there's always opportunity, and while the masses are sitting there in fear, literally frozen in time in a vacuum, there's often fortunes to be made if you're looking in the right places. Let's hit the road, sweetie. You're on a mission to realise your potential. It's hard to find truth these days, isn't it? Hey, look at this. Turn left hand. Things are reversed.
I am different, I am lifted, fired up but not find the mischief. I am one to find time and listen, lighten up the entire district. I am one to take time and find it. If they hate, they can't ride beside it.
Hey, it's a miracle. Put that on a current affair.
That sun's got some rain. It's still winter, it's hard to believe, isn't it? We're pretty spoiled, huh? Big dogs. The big dogs. The big dogs. Morning. Oh, great, how are you today? I'm looking for the nervousness of the masses, or I'm looking for the optimism among the masses. You can sort of draw conclusions from the messaging the masses are hearing. And you see this change, you see this sort of ebb and flow from time to time. It was only 18, 20 months ago, 24 months ago, that every article that you would read was in the vein of borrow more, cheap money, rates will be forever low, we won't move interest rates for at least 4 years. These were all the markers of a very dangerous vacuum. So many people bought in to the idea, took on cheap credit, did renovations, put a pool in the backyard and bought a new Toyota Hilux. They're the times where I'm actually pulling back on spending. I'm almost looking in the opposite direction of what the masses are hearing. It's cheap credit, I'm hunkering down on spending, I'm piling up cash, keeping the powder dry, my capital's sitting on the sidelines. If I'm hearing the story that the news is bad and what's coming around the corner is going to be pretty ugly, and we're kind of moving in that cycle as we speak, I'm in a moment of where do I launch? How do I seize the moment? Where are the opportunities? And it's not just property, but in business in general. How can I lend more? How can I have more finance in the market? If everyone's looking in the same direction, they're looking at the same opportunities. And I guess entrepreneurialism, being about money and understanding the sport, where are the opportunities that other people aren't seeing? So while they're thinking red, you and I want to be thinking white. While they're thinking black, let's think grey. There's nothing new in the world. There's nothing new. But we need to be more refined in how we apply ourselves to the sport.